Welcome everybody to another episode of Coastal Conversations. I know it's been a minute since our last one, but today is very important. I'm here with Richard Kline, who just lost his sawmill in the recent brush fires in Rockport. What does a sawmill look like after going through a brush fire? Well, quite honestly, like hell on earth.
Latest on the grass fires in Rockport.
The
According to the
Volunteer
Texas
Fire
A&M Forest
Department
Service,
reports
the
that
salt flat
6
fire.
homes, 9 outbuildings, and 2 camper trailers.
One of them, the owner of a local sawmill, shared that his family has lost everything in this fire.
Now, it's nothing more than a pile of charred remains.
Harvey took a lot, but not like this.
Although his family has lost everything, Kline vows he will not give up.
As we said in the intro, we're here today to talk to Richard Kline, who has lost his sawmill in the recent Rockport fires. A lot of you will know him as the sawmill guy. Everybody knows about his sign over here on the bypass for his sawmill. Many of you have stuff that was made by him. I'm proud to call Richard a friend. We've known each other for a little while, and he's made a lot of beautiful things for my customers, and I'm honored to have some of the pieces that he made for me. Unfortunately, it was right around the first time I met Richard, I had to demolish his house because it was destroyed by Harvey. So this is the second time that I've had to be on this lot for that, and it's hard. But first, I'd like for any of you that don't know Richard, maybe to get to know him a little bit. Richard, how long have you lived in Rockport?
Over 25 years.
Okay. And how long have you had this sawmill?
Since 2004.
Okay.
21 years.
You told me a quick little story, but basically you kind of just got a hair up your butt one day and loved working with wood. And is that how it happened?
Yeah, I was working for Kid Adams, the guy I graduated with in Greater Portland, and I got laid off offshore, and oil field went down, production platform, and started working with him and started sanding my first piece of mesquite. In 30 minutes, fell in love with it. Told him 2 weeks, find somebody else, I'm out of here. And I've been doing wood since, and I love it.
That's how it all started.
I love it.
And Richard is more of an artist than a carpenter. I remember him telling me that he likes to look at the log or the wood, and it'll tell him what he wants it to be. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that you've won some awards. I know there was an article about you, and I think it was the Caller Times and other articles. Tell us a little bit about your art, what you do, and what that is, how that's gotten you known.
I do lots of mantles for lots of people. They just an old gray piece of wood out here, and you start working it, and spend a lot of time and love in it. It'll come out beautiful. And customers love it when they come, and then their friends see it, and that's how I get new business. And did the art show. I was very happy to be brought into the art show one time, and they put me in the paper. Caller Times put me in the paper, and videoed the live running that sawmill there back then, and it was wonderful that they did that for me.
I think a lot of these articles are online if anybody wants to check them out. I know Richard did a lot of stuff with inlays. A lot of his, I think one of your most popular things was the crosses. Everybody loved your crosses. Made a lot of them after Harvey. But now, and I know the next part of this conversation is going to be difficult, but I think it's important that people really understand, again, until I can sit from afar and see the damage from a fire and know that it's a bad thing. But when you're here and you see it, the devastation is just indescribable. What was the hardest thing for you, Richard, that you lost in the fire?
Holding my beautiful trees. That's why I bought the property. And Harvey took a bunch. They recovered, and now hopefully some will recover again. My beautiful woods. I have lots of logs that customers have. They don't even know this happens. The logs are 2,000 pounds a piece. Now they're ash. But I'm sure that they'll understand. The people that have found out, that I've told, they have understood. I've lost lots of stuff, photos. My wife's huge collection of silver bracelets, necklaces, all that is completely gone. My son's huge gun collection, safes are melted. Lost most of those. And but I still have my father, my mother, my wife, my son, and I'm still here. And we're coming back. We're going to come back with people like this and all everybody else's help. We're going to stay strong, try to stay positive, and make it through this.
And Richard will. He will come back. He is definitely a survivor, and I say that as a compliment.
Thank you.
And just for general information, because I didn't know when I first came out here and I saw how melted everything was, the silver disintegrated. It burned guns inside of a gun safe. So I looked it up, and a wildfire like this can get up to 2,000 degrees and possibly even hotter, because with all of the logs that were laying around, this is one big, huge campfire, bonfire. So it was so hot and extremely hot, which is why you see everything. The only thing left really is some metal. But what we're doing, there's a whole group in the community that are trying to help not only Richard, but the other people that lost their homes in the fire. There's a GoFundMe page for Richard. We'll put a link to that. There's some GoFundMe pages for the other people. We'll see if we can find those and put a link to that. And there's a lot of people pitching in to help out. I think Habitat for Humanity has got involved. And if I was told correctly, I believe the county has petitioned the governor's office to see if we can get it declared a disaster. But we would like to end this, because times like this, you really get to know that good people are out there. You know, we spend so much time on that internet. We spend so much time worried about people's political ideas and have become divided. And it takes something like this to realize that we are all interconnected. We are all humans. And it brings out the best in people. I have a few people I want to thank, and then Richard does. I want to thank Ace Hardware. They've really helped us out on a skid steer. Spent this weekend out trying to gather up and save whatever logs we could save, and then push everything kind of out of the way so that Dawson's Recycling, they have volunteered. They're going to be coming in and clearing all of this metal and getting it out of the way. Cheryl's on the Bay restaurant. Cheryl has been instrumental. She was the one that got all of this kicked off and got me involved. And a big shout out to her. Richard's son, I believe, actually works for her, along with the neighbor's son. Want to thank Jordan at A1 Texas Gold. Dropped off a porta potty and said, just keep it while you need it. Trying to think if I am forgetting anybody. If I am, I sincerely apologize. But I'll turn it over to Richard for his list of people he would like to thank.
Okay. I'd like to first,
Yeah.
my father, my son, my wife, all the fire department. They did all they could. They tried really hard. They can't save everybody. They really did try. Thanks for all the other fire departments that came from miles and miles. They really hustled, did their best. Cheryl's Restaurant, Craig Tire, fantastic. Castaways, all the people there love me, and they're really showing a lot, and money also. Habitat for Humanity got us 5 nights to stay in a motel at the first, which was wonderful. Attic Antiques in Portland has helped. They sell my crosses. Texas by Design in Rockport sells my art crosses with inlaid turquoise. Gatherings in Corpus sells a whole lot in Corpus. And most my friends, family, God. I'm thanking God first. Everybody else second. He's number one. And through God and all these guys, all you, we're gonna make it through this together. Thank you.
Again, thank you all very much for watching. And we will put the links to the GoFundMe and any other information that we have. We'll keep it in a link, and keep everybody in your prayers, and we will somehow get this sawmill back. Thank you.